Good afternoon. Welcome to Brown Bag Friday with State Fair Community College. This afternoon's topic is about mental health in the time of COVID. And so I have some experts here with me today to talk about a variety of mental health issues. So welcome. We are doing this on YouTube, and then it will be also available in the college's employee Facebook channel. But thank you all for joining me today. I'm Joanna Anderson, president here at State Fair Community College. With me is Julie Mcneill. Julie is counselor, and I will let you introduce yourself, Julie, and put all of those titles behind your name if you want to.
All right, thank you, Dr. Anderson. Like she said, my name is Julie Mcneill, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I've been licensed approximately 8 years, and I work with students with disabilities, and I'm also the campus counselor.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Kimberly Ream, we welcome you. You are with our partner, Central Methodist University, and you direct the counseling program that is here at State Fair as well through Central Methodist. So tell us a little more about yourself.
Hi. Yeah, I'm the director of the Counseling Center here at State Fair through CMU. I'm an LPC and a LMFT, marriage and family therapist. I've been licensed for about 8 years as well. And we operate our clinic with student counselor interns who I supervise so we can help meet the high demand of mental health needs right now.
Super. We greatly appreciate the service that you provide to us and our students. And Deputy Hockaday, good to have you on today. People may be wondering, why are we having Deputy Hockaday on? But you're often a first responder for us. So tell us how long you've been here at State Fair, if you know that, and about
I've been here just over 6 years. And then through the sheriff's office, I am CIT certified, so I can act as that first person on the scene whenever somebody's having an issue and help direct them to various contacts, reaching out to Julie or to Kim, or some of our community members as well. So.
All right. Well, thank you all. Julie, I'll just kind of start with you, but then any of the rest of you can join in. In this time of COVID, we know that mental health issues are a challenge, that it can either be because of stress, fear, anxiety, loneliness, isolation. I'm looking at the numbers right now, and in total, we have 13 students that are isolated and 67 in quarantine. And for employees, our dashboard shows that we have 5 isolated and 6 in quarantine. So tell us, what are some of the mental health issues? Have you had conversations with individuals? And just talk to us about that and the services then and how you're helping.
Definitely. During all of this, we've definitely seen an increase in stress, worrisome, and loneliness. It's, social isolation. And with the world changing, people haven't been able to go out and do the activities that they are used to doing. And so it brings about a lot of loneliness, which can turn into forms of depression. And we have to really think about our daily routines. If we're not doing our daily routines, such as getting dressed, taking care of our health, and we're starting to worry, we have to worry about, are we getting depressed? Do we need to talk to somebody, whether it's a friend, or do I need to reach out to a counselor? And so I've seen a lot of increase with that. I see a lot of increase with students who worry about taking classes online, worry about life, the world. And so I'm here to help students through Zoom this semester. Reach out to me, and we were able to do some counseling and help those students get through this tough time.
All right. So Kimberly, what are you seeing as far as students needing or taking advantage of the counseling services that you offer?
We are seeing quite a bit of an increase of people reaching out for our services, which is excellent. I'm glad that people are reaching out, but once we've gotten them here, they feel like they're just so overwhelmed. And so they just don't know where to start. So that worry, that uncertainty has really just bog them down. And the worry about doing classes online, and I'm getting behind in my schoolwork. And then there is that loneliness component too. So we're seeing a lot more anxiety and depression and crisis. So I've been training my interns a lot, and we've been talking a lot about how to respond to somebody who is in more higher need right now.
So what, and any one of you can answer this, but what are some of the signs if a person is trying to do a self-assessment that I might need to reach out and talk to a professional and get some assistance? So would there be some things that we could ask ourselves, and other than, you know, staying in your pajamas all day, or as you maybe mentioned, but what should we be looking for?
I would say, as far as there's physical signs, your body is tense. You can't focus. If you're falling behind in your schoolwork, or, I mean, just those are typically things that kind of come to me at first, that I try to work with clients on recognizing when they need to reach out or work on managing stress. And I don't know, Julie, do you have anything to add to that?
Sure. I talk to my students, are you isolating yourself? Are you not connecting with your family or friends? We also talk about ways, if they're not connecting, ways they can do with technology. We have Zoom, we have our phones, unlike we did way in the past. And so, are they even texting? And are they doing any self-care? Are you getting up out of bed? Things like that. So, and I tell them it's okay if you want to stay in your pajamas all day, but are you at least getting up and eating and drinking, water, things like that?
It is really important for students to have a plan. And I assume that both of you work on a plan with students if they are finding themselves stressed. So just kind of talk about that. So if a student or an employee is watching this and they want to understand, how can I develop a plan to get me in a better place mentally? And I think we all need to say that, mental resources are just like any other kind of resource. We need to take advantage of those. If we're feeling stressed or not well, obviously mental health is so important. So talk through how a person would go about working with a counselor and developing a plan if they're feeling depressed or stressed.
With the students that we've seen so far this semester, we kind of get a good idea of what the presenting issues are, whether it's more loneliness or more stress, anxiety type ridden. But like I said, we try to help them identify what triggers do you have that are getting you to a point where you can't focus, where you can't seem to manage. And we try to give them easy, like grounding type work where they can just calm themselves in the moment, breathing exercises, things that they can do right now to kind of bring that stress level down. And if it is loneliness or depression, we do, how can you reach out? How can you feel connected to others during this time? So.
Okay.
And I have to concur with Kim, but sometimes it's different for every student that comes in, because they have different levels of stressors. But we have to recognize the stress, and a lot of times we can write out what is stressing the student most. How can we handle it? And are we in control of those stressors? And if we're not in control, how do we handle it?
Okay. Julie, you might talk about your relationship in working with Deputy Hockaday and how that is an important resource for our campus.
Yes, I think Mr. Hockaday is very valuable. Many times when I'm on campus, I can rely on him to get in touch with other law enforcement or medical personnel if needed. Also, if I need assistance in doing a crisis intervention, things like that. And so he's very valuable. And he can also reach out to me when I don't know about a situation that might be going on, and we bounce ideas off of each other. I know he has to be in uniform, and that's always been a discussion. But every student that I have had, Mr. Hockaday has explained himself that he's not there to arrest them. um, and he's done very well, and he's really great at talking about himself and what he's there for to assist me in my situation.
Yeah. So Deputy Hockaday is our resource officer. Kind of talk about what you see your role in helping us. And I mean, obviously, if there's a safety issue, you're on the scene for that as well. But just the helping all of us attend and be safe and be well as we're students or employees here at the college.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things, especially now since so many people are remoting in and stuff. I'm on campus every day. So if there is a student that's having an issue and somebody reaches out, or the student themselves reaches out, I can go to them. And I know, some people may feel a little uncomfortable with the uniform, but once I can sit down with them and start talking to them, the uniform disappears. Any agitation that might cause, that small percentage goes away. But then, I start talking, what's going on? One, just kind of run through the checklist. At what level of our paradigm are we, that do we need to, is this just something I need to have them call Julie? Is this something we need to get an ambulance out here for? Is there mental health at that severe level, stuff like that. But usually it's just getting them in touch with Julie or Kim or a community resource, and being able to go from there and just be there, that support for them, and even walk them over to an office, or make arrangements for them, for somebody off campus, friends or family of theirs, to come and pick them up, take them home, take them out to lunch, or go ahead and take them out to one of our community resources where they can get that little extra assistance that they may need at that time.
Absolutely. Well, we are really glad we have your services, and I don't think the uniform is an impediment in any way, and we're glad we do have a uniformed person here on campus always. So other things that Deputy Hockaday mentioned about some resources outside of the college. So if any of you want to talk about linking either students to community resources, let's talk about that a little.
Okay, the ones that I would refer to would start out with Burrell here in town, because through our CIT program that law enforcement in the area has, that is our designated contact person. They have a liaison that works directly for Burrell and works solely with emergency services referring somebody. So if I come across somebody and I need to get them in to see somebody or something, then I call my contact and then just kind of do a handoff. Okay, here's their information, and then Burrell personnel will reach out and schedule an appointment or go see them, or whatever needs to happen to get them in touch with somebody that can help them through whatever tough time they're going. The others would be Katy Trail, or is it Compass,
Yes.
Julie? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
we have Compass, and then I believe sometimes we can work with Pathways as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
One of the things that students, all of you have mentioned, is that students are a little unsure of using technology for all of their courses. And in some cases, if they're sick or isolated, they're having to do all of their work remotely until they get out of isolation or quarantine. And do you have any tips or hints for that? I know I've been a college student many different times, and it's quite stressful. I mean, you want to do well. There are assignments you don't want to get behind, and if you do, it can kind of just snowball. So are there action items that you help students understand and address, and check back in with them? You're kind of there, check in with me regularly. I just am curious to know how you are working through that. So Kim, you can talk, and then Julie.
So when we're talking with students who are removed and at remote, we try to encourage them to still stick to some sort of routine. as best as they possibly can. Also, if they can get a space, if they have the option to have a space that is just primarily their workspace, to keep it separate from the rest of, their living, that kind of helps them stay focused if they have a workspace that is comfortable, but, not your bed, not your kitchen table, if it can be somewhere else. But some students don't have that option. And so, you just try to work with them the best you can. We've had some students who are parents as well. So, and then their kids are home. And so anyways, it just kind of creates another barrier, but we try to help them locate as many resources as we can and be as creative as we possibly can in order to help them navigate.
So Julie, I know here on our campus, we do have a lot of resources, and you probably refer students to the Academic Tutoring Center, maybe Student Support Services TRIO program. Talk to me about how you connect students to things that are available to them they maybe didn't think about.
Well, this semester particularly, I meet with all of my students via Zoom, and it's been really fun and it's been educating for them. They didn't think about having even the math tutoring online and able to reach out for tutoring along with the English. And so it's really fun referring them and talking to them about their contact or how to contact them. And you just kind of see their eyes light up. Oh, I didn't even think about that. And so that, that's just some of the ways that they can get in contact with people.
All right.
I'll give you a little bit of a student's perspective because I'm also a student.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah. And I'm also very technical. I don't do well with electronics and computers. So have them take a deep breath and then just work through it. We have great IT people. We have great support systems with our faculty and stuff. Whenever there's an issue, just, don't hesitate to reach out to them. But I'm putting Julie on notice. I think when I take my next class, I'll be calling her, quite often just because I'm not looking forward to it.
Great.
I think we have people that can help with if they tense up during tests. We have test taking stress and test taking strategies that can be helpful. You both do that kind of thing, Julie and Kim?
Oh, yes. Students can make an appointment with me or Kim, and we can talk about test taking anxiety and techniques to hopefully get you through those tests. I don't like tests as well. And so I even practice my own techniques when taking a test.
Excellent.
Ditto what she said. Yes.
May we talk about we have a distraught student plan available on campus that Mr. Hockaday and I created. And it's gone out to all of the department heads and basically almost everybody on campus. If they run into a situation, we have a particular plan on campus that anyone can follow. Is that something that we can?
Absolutely. I don't know if you want to pull up something or just talk through it, and then we can find it online and talk to us more about that.
This is something that was created a few years ago, and it talks about if a student should happen to come to you as a faculty member or maybe an administrative assistant that says they need to speak to a counselor, they might be crying, they might be upset, but it's a list of ways that they can get a hold of me. I'm available 5 different ways, and it's on that list, but anyone can get a hold of me through email, Zoom, Skype, or, my office phone. And then some people have my personal cell phone number that they can reach me. They can also reach out to Mr. Hockaday as well. And also with our deans, they can reach out and they can always get a hold of us as well. And then on our SFCC Cares page, they can go in through our campus safety and security and find our SFCC Cares. They can type in counseling under our search engine and it'll take me to Kim and I's information on how to get a hold of us. It also has information out there that's available to students 24 hours a day, such as our Ask, Listen, and Refer. And so there's resources out there available 24 hours a day for our students.
Excellent. We greatly appreciate that. And in addition to the counseling services that you provide and the emergency services, we do have a food pantry and a caring closet. So if students are in need of those, and they're always willing to take donations from employees to help that be stocked, but that's another resource. If students are struggling with food insecurity, that adds another layer of stress. So we want.
Yes, it does. And our student success director has that, but any student can reach out to, whether it's Kim, Mr. Hockaday, or myself, and we can get them hooked up with the correct people. And since they have a certain protocol, we can put them in touch with the right people and get them the food that they need. If they have a fear of coming on campus, or if they are in isolation, quarantine, we can also still get the food to them.
Okay. Deputy Hockaday, I'm glad to have you on today. Any further words for us as we kind of wrap up this program?
Just everybody take a deep breath. We'll get through it. It's going to be a new challenge, and kind of put a positive spin on it. We are experiencing history where we normally read about it. We're actually getting to live it. So we'll be able to tell our kids and grandkids and future students, well, back in 2020, we did, but, just take a deep breath, have that moment of self-composure, and just move ahead forward.
Thank you, and good luck with your classes. Kimberly?
Thank you.
Yeah, if anybody is in just even a little bit of doubt, or if you, if for instructors here that see somebody who might be just struggling just a little, please reach out. Please, that's what we're here for. We can definitely help, hopefully get you on the right path and take those deep breaths with you if we need to. And with the emergency type services, I know that we don't offer that because our hours are just limited, but I've actually been working with both of my interns on our bulletin board outside our office to be a little bit more user friendly. For if a student were to come past our hallway, we're not open, but there's information there, right there, where they can reach out to resources and things like that. So Julie, I may pass that on to you to look over as well, so we can collaborate.
All
Great.
right. And Julie, just as kind of final words, I know that students, this is totally confidential when they're working with a counselor, and so they can be assured of that. And it's just a valuable resource that we have. We know that this is a very stressful time for everyone. And so thank you, Julie, and I'll let you kind of have some concluding words.
Okay. Well, it is free and confidential. I encourage any of my students to reach out to Kim and I. We are in all of this, we're in this together. We actually, as counselors, we're just as stressed as all of our students, but we have to remember to take one day at a time. We have to think through is what we can handle and what we can't, and deal with it how it comes, and to remain calm as best as we can.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today for
Thank
the
you.
Brown Bag Friday. We've tried to ensure that we're talking about things COVID related, but those may shift in the future. Again, if you have any questions or topics that you would like to have covered in this program, just reach out to me or Jolynn Turley. We would love to hear from you. Thank you all very much for helping us, and have a great Friday and a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.